Hey y'all, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness. I'm here with Evan. Today we're going to go over a tutorial of the deadlift from A to Z. We're going to start with some basic mechanic exercise that you can do with your beginning clients, and then we're going to progress into some kettlebell, into the conventional. We're going to start off by first identifying the main actions that are different. So we have a hinge pattern in the deadlift versus squat. Now a squat is going to squat down for me. So you can see the squat pattern is going to be knees, which is going to be a lot of quadriceps as well as glutes. I'll come back up. Versus the deadlift is a hinge. And the hinge is going to be just your hip moving. Think of like a door hinge. So we're going to start off with a very basic exercise. I call this the butt kiss. Go anywhere from 4 to 6 inches away from the wall. Proud chest. Keep your head nice and neutral. Keep your core tight. You have any older brothers?
No.
No? My older brothers always poke me in the stomach. So pretend like I want to smack you in the stomach. You want to keep your core nice and tight. So we're going to just push our hips back. And we're going to kiss our butt to the wall. You should feel a good little stretch on the hamstrings. Take maybe 2 inches forward. I want a nice little stretch. There you go. And just the very end of the butt should touch the wall. This is good for patterning. We really want to own those mechanics when we hinge. Nice. So this is going to be a first great step for your clients. Then we're going to progress into a band deadlift. So get like a pole, something for your base of support. And so let me move this real quickly. There you go. So we're going to come over here. We're going to grab the band and we're going to pull it into our body. Now what this does is this teaches the lats to be engaged. Most people will do a deadlift during a pulling day, back, biceps, and your posterior chain. So when you're pulling it down, you can probably feel it. You can see, look at that cute little tricep. You got your triceps engaged. You got automatically you got your lats engaged. So then we're going to do that same exact pattern that we did earlier. The one difference, I wanted you to pretend like that's the bar and push the bar down when you come. Beautiful. Good. Now from that view, you can totally see the flat back. Do a couple repetitions. Nice straight back, a little bit of an arch. So I might even suggest her to do a slight posterior tilt. There you go. Now do it. Good. Not as much an arch there. We don't want to have any low back pain from extreme anterior pelvic tilt. Great for patterning. It's a progression. One thing I want to really focus on is when she comes up, watch that posterior tilt. So we're not linked. Do a couple more. It's getting probably tired. We do a lot of work today. But when we come up, you'll see a lot of girls do this. They hyperextend. Notice how she engages her glutes. Good. Very good. Nice. That's exercise number 2. Careful. Now we're going to progress into a kettlebell deadlift. This is great because of the height of the kettlebell. We will talk about the differences in weight when we get to the conventional here in a second. But I want to position my clients' feet, the back of their feet, the heels, the calcaneus, I want that to be behind the kettlebell. So we're going to go over the checkpoints again. Proud chest. Engage the lats with slight internal rotation. So here's straight. We're going to internally rotate our lats with adduction. Proud chest, neutral chin, hinge back, and you're going to grab the kettlebell. So come over here. So you notice how she's in front of the kettlebell? When she looks down now, she can't see it. So I'll tell my clients, find the kettlebell. Hinge back. Now that she can see it, bend the knees. Grab that and engage your lats. Nice and engaged there. Tight core and lift on up. Good. Now we're going to put it back where you got it. Very good. Now you're going to notice from this view, not that much quad work because the knees really aren't engaged much. This is all posterior chain. You got the glutes, you got the hammies. Not much quads. If you're afraid of that infamous quadzilla, do this more because squats could potentially grow those a lot more than deadlifts can. Now we're going to progress on this. Good? How are we doing?
Great.
Now we're going to get a band. Kind of like we did earlier, I want her to really focus on engaging the lats. So when I pull her this way, she's going to have to pull the kettlebell back between her legs. This is going to reinforce lat engagement, which is really important in the deadlift. So set up just like you did prior. Kettlebell's behind her. Nope, come back up. See you squatting? Hinge back to get it. There you go. Hinge back to get it. Big difference. Nice. Now I'm going to pull slightly. Come on up. Good. Now put it back where you got it. Very good. This is great from that coding, the memory. We want the body to just automatically think of the proper pattern for this movement. Put it back. Good. Really get it back behind your body. Very good. Nice. Awesome. Good. That's our kettlebell. So after you own the mechanics for this, we can now graduate into the more, or the conventional deadlift. So we'll get back to this one here in a second. Let's take a look at our pretty pink weights. They match your nails, very good. So most gyms don't have these weights. That's why we ordered these, because these are really light. I know it looks pretty cool when you hold these because it looks like they're 45, but these are only 10 pounds. If you were to imagine a 10-pound normal weight on here, the bar is going to significantly come down. And so if you were to come up slightly, let's just squat down really far. Really far. So you see she has a little bit of a butt wink. And so what happens is she's going to try to lift up a bar and her lower back is going to be under load. Lifting this, it puts a lot of stress on it. So we want to eliminate that by elevating the weights. Now if your gym doesn't have that, you can either A, stack up some plates, or a stair stepper, whatever is convenient for you. You can use a couple benches to elevate the plates to this level. This is 95 pounds. It's a decent amount of weight. We should be able to pull our body weight in a lot more. So what we're going to do for the setup on this is you're going to come on in. Our toes want to really go through the bar. So you see how far the bar is? Her lats are not going to be that engaged, and she's going to put a lot of stress on her lower back. So we want her toes to be right about there. And you'll see the bars going through it. There's different stances. We're just focusing on the conventional one. She can bring her feet in about another 2 to 4 inches. A lot better, a lot better. So when she goes out and grabs the bar, don't do it yet. You see a lot of people, they have like some setup. They go down there and do all this crazy stuff. You can do that if you want as you progress into it, but what I'll focus on for now is go down there with purpose, grab the bar, engage, get your lats, and then lift it on up. And we're going to go over some common, not exercise, but common failures during this lift. So let's go down there, pronated grip, pull it back towards your body, nice angle right there, neutral chin, and lift it up. Very good. Nice posterior tilt at the end and come back down. And pause. I want to go over a couple things that she did really well. She went down there, when she grabbed it, she took a big deep breath, which is important for core stability and her lower back. You'll see some people use a weight belt, which is fine when you go heavy. This was pretty light, right?
Yeah.
So she could probably do another 100 pounds or so. We're not going to do it, don't worry. But that's when you'd want to use a weight belt, 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max. Another thing that she did really well is she took the tension out of the bar. So when she comes out, I want you to pause for 1 second and look how her elbows are just slightly in front of the bar. I really like that. You're going to see some people who come forward, and so this is a hard coaching technique because when she lifts, it's going to put a lot of stress on her lower back. So tell them to put tension, her lats into the bar by taking the slack out and then sitting back into it. Very good. So there's a big difference. And then when she comes up, good, nice job. Bring it back down. Usually with the deadlift, you want to focus on anywhere from like 6 to 8 reps. We don't want to do them for a lot of repetitions, especially like AMRAPs, because what you're going to find is that your form's going to get broken down. So I'm going to have her set up again and do a few different, or just a few reps, maybe 4 or 5. Take the slack out, butt up a little bit. Good. Look at her shins. I lift it up. Do a few of those reps. Her shins are nice and vertical. I like that. Very good. Posterior tilt to the end, tight core, and 1 more. Good. So we talked earlier about the difference between a squat and a deadlift. A squat is going to have shins that are going to migrate forward, over your knees, over your toes, whereas a deadlift is going to be vertical shins. Big difference. Any questions that I missed on?
Grip-wise, people do that.
Common thing you see, a lot of people will tell you to do this. And maybe they're going to be stronger there. Kind of like the weight belt, do that when you go heavier. I suggest pronated grip because you can imagine bending the bar and breaking it over your shins, and that's going to engage your lats. Another thing that people will constantly ask about, the weight gets really heavy and I can't hold it. Well, your grip sucks. Get better at doing pull-ups, holding a pull-up position, just handling heavier weight. Don't use wraps right away. It's going to make your wrist really vulnerable. Anything else? I was going to show you some progressions and some single leg stuff. So she did a really good job on a conventional deadlift. Now we're going to come over here and do a little more advanced kettlebell single leg. You love these ones. So we're going to put your right leg right next to it, and this is going to be some good pattern. You can come down, grab it, and we're just hinging on 1 leg. Nice straight back, that's good. Really good for strengthening one leg, unilateral strength. Do this at the end of your workout. This is actually a decent sized kettlebell, it's 35 pounds. So do this for anywhere 6 to 8 reps. It's just gonna complement your patterning. I suggest when I work with our clients doing like a hinge day and a squat day. So maybe on a Monday you'll do more squat-based movements, and then on Wednesday you do more deadlift-based movements. Start out with your heavier ones first, conventional sumo, semi, whatever you prefer, and then progress into other hinge patterns such as this. That's your deadlift, that's the drill. Until next time.